Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know how we're always digging into fascinating books and ideas?
Yeah.
Well, today we're time traveling
Ooh,
back to ancient Babylon
interesting.
to uncover some seriously timeless wisdom on personal finance and wealth building. We'll be exploring this classic book called The Richest Man in Babylon.
Okay, I've heard that one.
And we'll be drawing insights from a really insightful podcast episode about it too.
Sounds cool.
So get ready because we're about to discover how age-old principles can pave the way for modern financial success.
All right, I'm intrigued.
Now, the core premise of The Richest Man in Babylon
Yeah.
is that building wealth isn't about, those get-rich-quick schemes.
Right, yeah.
It's all about following simple, timeless principles.
I like that.
And what's amazing is that these principles,
Yeah.
they'll resonate today.
Absolutely.
The fundamentals of financial management, they really haven't changed all that much.
Yeah, it's human nature.
Right, exactly. So in the book,
Right.
we meet Arkad, this guy who goes from, humble beginnings
Yeah.
to becoming the richest man in Babylon.
Interesting.
And it wasn't through any, sudden windfall or lucky break.
Yeah.
It was through consistent habits and smart decisions.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And he shares his wisdom through 5 key rules for wealth building.
5 rules.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's dive into these. The first rule is start thy purse to fatten.
Okay.
Now, that might sound a little
Written-
old-fashioned.
or like Shakespearean or something.
Yeah. But it's actually super straightforward advice.
Oh, okay. I'm listening.
It basically means you need to save at least 10% of your earnings before you even think about spending.
Hmm.
So basically paying yourself first.
Yeah, like a self-imposed tax.
Exactly.
Smart.
But I got to admit, in today's world, with rent and bills,
And
Uh,
those online shopping sprees.
yeah, tell me about it.
Ha!
Sometimes saving 10% can feel
Yeah.
daunting.
You think so?
Yeah, but
Hmm.
do you think this rule is still realistic for most people today?
I do, but I think it requires a mindset shift. We're so bombarded with messages to just spend, spend, spend.
That's true.
So it's about breaking free from that
Yeah.
and prioritizing our long-term financial well-being.
And luckily, we have so many tools and apps these days that can automate savings,
Right.
which makes it a bit easier
Definitely.
to pay ourselves first.
Exactly.
All right, so moving on to rule number 2,
Okay.
it's control thy expenditures, which basically sounds like modern-day budgeting to me.
It is, yeah.
Being mindful of our spending, really differentiating between needs and wants.
Absolutely. And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, how so?
Because it forces us to look at our lifestyle and
Yeah.
really examine
Yeah.
what do we truly need versus what are we influenced
Yeah.
to buy
That's the million-dollar question, especially with
Yeah.
targeted ads and influencers these days.
everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Always tempting us with the latest gadgets and
Yeah.
trends. All right, let's move on to rule number 3. This one's called Make Thy Gold Multiply.
Ooh, I like that one.
Right. This is where things get exciting because
Yep.
it's all about investing.
It is.
Arcot understood that money sitting idle is actually losing value over time because of inflation.
Right.
So to build wealth, you really need to put your money to work.
Make it work for you.
Yeah. And that's where the idea of compounding comes in.
That snowball effect.
Yeah, where your earnings actually generate even more earnings.
Exactly.
And it just keeps growing and growing.
The magic of compounding.
It really is. I've heard the saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today.
Yeah.
And I feel like that applies to investing too. The
Totally.
earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow.
The more it can compound?
Yeah. But it's also never too late to begin,
Absolutely.
even if it's just a small amount.
Any amount helps.
Right. And these days,
Yeah.
there are so many options.
There really are.
From low-cost index funds to real estate crowdfunding platforms.
It's amazing.
Yeah, investing is much more accessible than it used to be.
For sure.
Okay, on to rule number 4.
Okay.
This one is guard thy treasures from loss.
Interesting.
And I feel like this is especially relevant today.
How so?
Well, with all the scams and risky investments out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Right, Arcad was really wise. To emphasize protecting your money, this means doing your research, diversifying your investments,
Sure.
and not falling for those get-rich-quick schemes.
Exactly.
Remember, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb.
Okay, and last but not least, rule number 5 is increase thy ability to earn. I love this one. because it emphasizes continuous learning and personal growth.
Yeah, it's about investing in yourself,
Right.
not just your money.
Exactly.
And that's so important.
It is because improving your skills, learning new things, expanding your knowledge can lead to higher earning potential.
For sure.
And in today's world, staying relevant and adaptable is so crucial.
Couldn't agree more.
So there you have it, Arcad's 5 golden rules for wealth building.
Awesome.
They're simple, yet incredibly profound.
Timeless.
And as we've discussed, surprisingly relevant to our lives today.
For sure.
The biggest takeaway for me is that it's not about finding some secret formula or winning the lottery. It's about making small, consistent changes in our habits and our mindsets
Yeah.
that over time can lead to lasting financial well-being.
Absolutely.
Right. And what I find fascinating is how these ancient principles can actually be applied to our modern financial tools and strategies, like budgeting apps, index funds, all that good stuff.
It all connects.
It does. So I'm curious, which of these rules resonates most with you? And how might you apply it to your own financial journey?
That's a great question for everyone to think about.
Yeah. And that's all the time we have for today. So until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.